welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something I think, well, we all navigate no matter who we are. Canceling and rescheduling appointments.
Yeah, it comes up all the time. We've gathered some really good resources that get into the practical language and maybe the subtle art of adjusting those plans.
Exactly, whether it's like a doctor's visit, a big meeting, or even just coffee with a friend, knowing how to shift gears smoothly and, considerately, that's a real skill.
It really is. So this deep dive is definitely for you if you've ever felt a bit unsure, maybe even overwhelmed about the best way to handle these changes.
And the materials we have today, they offer a fantastic look at this. We've got a sample conversation to get us started.
Right.
Clear explanations of some useful words, reschedule, inconvenience, postpone. We'll look at those.
Key terms.
Yeah, and we'll explore common phrases, things like what's up, can't make it, and the classic this thing came up.
Yes, that one. We'll even see how these phrases play out in, everyday situations.
So our goal today is pretty straightforward, really.
Yeah.
To give you the confidence and the practical words you need to handle these scheduling shifts effectively and thoughtfully, too.
Right. It's not just the words. It's understanding the whole picture, ensuring clear communication, considering the other person.
Okay, so let's unpack this, starting with that first conversation, the one between Samantha and Angela.
Okay.
So, picture this. They're on the phone. Angela needs to change their plans. Says it's because of an emergency. Sort of.
Right. And what's interesting, right away is Angela's approach. She asks, is it possible to reschedule our appointment?
Polite.
Yeah, direct but polite. And she immediately apologizes, hoping it won't inconvenience Samantha too much. That shows she's thinking about Samantha's side.
Exactly, thinking about the impact. And Samantha, at first, she agrees. She's like, shouldn't be a big problem. But then, here's the twist.
Yeah, this is where it gets good.
Samantha then says that she also can't make it.
Which totally flips the script, right? Now it's not just one person needing to reschedule, it's both of them.
Right, so their solution is to postpone the meeting to the next day. Samantha suggests, why don't we postpone it to tomorrow afternoon at the same time? Sounds reasonable.
Sounds like a perfectly good fix.
Until the surprise ending. Angela later spots Samantha out shopping, trying on this bright red leather jacket.
Oops. Yeah, which strongly suggests Samantha's can't make it maybe wasn't quite the emergency she implied.
Exactly. It wasn't an emergency meeting, it was a jacket emergency, maybe.
Maybe. But this moment, while kind of funny, it gives us a key insight, doesn't it?
It does.
Even in these simple everyday chats, there can be, underlying motivations or circumstances we just don't know about.
True. It reminds us communication is more than just the words. Thinking about why someone uses certain phrasing.
Yeah, it can be really revealing what's not being said sometimes.
Definitely. So, okay, that sets the scene really well. Now let's dig a bit deeper into some of that language, starting with the vocabulary. First word, reschedule. What's the core idea there?
Okay, so reschedule. Basically, it means changing an appointment to a different day or a different time.
Right.
The key thing is, it implies the appointment will still happen, just not when you first planned it.
Got it. So like the example, I'm not feeling well. Could you reschedule my meeting with John to tomorrow afternoon? You're proposing a new time.
Exactly. You're actively finding another slot.
Yeah.
Now, the next word is inconvenience. Angela used that one.
Yeah, when she apologized.
Right. So inconvenience means causing someone difficulty or making things less convenient for them. It's about the hassle factor for the other person.
Okay, so the example, I don't want to inconvenience you, so I'll pick up the flowers on my way home. That shows you're trying to minimize the trouble for them.
Precisely. It's that consideration, thinking, okay, my change might make things tricky for them. How can I soften that?
Makes sense. And the third key word was postpone. How's that different from reschedule? Because they sound kind of similar.
They do, but there's a nuance. Postpone means to delay something to a later time.
Okay.
But the key difference is postpone doesn't always specify when that later time will be. It just means not now, pushed back.
Right. Like the example, since Robert is late again, we have to postpone the meeting. You're not saying when the meeting will happen, just that it's delayed.
Exactly. Yeah. So if a project deadline gets pushed back indefinitely, you'd probably say it's been postponed. Rescheduling implies you're aiming for a new specific time fairly soon.
Okay, got it. So reschedule a new specific time, postpone delay, maybe figure out the new time later, and inconvenience, think about the other person's hassle.
You nailed it. That's the core difference.
All right. Now let's move on to some of those really common phrases, the fluency builders. First one, what's up?
Ah, what's up? Yeah, super common. It's basically a casual way to say hi or how's it going, maybe what's new.
Right, very relaxed. Mostly just a greeting, isn't it?
Totally. And the typical response is usually something short, like not much or nothing really. It's not usually an invitation for a long story.
Yeah, it's like a conversational handshake almost.
Hmm.
Okay, next phrase, one we definitely all use. Can't make it.
Can't make it. Pretty straightforward. It just means I cannot attend.
Simple, correct.
Yeah. The example was, I'm sorry I can't make it to the meeting today. I'm very sick. It gets the point across clearly. No ambiguity there.
Nope. And the last one in this group.
Mm-hmm.
This thing came up. This one feels, well, a bit different.
It does feel different. It's vaguer, right? And often that's kind of the point. This thing came up is a way to give a reason for not being able to attend something without actually giving the specific reason. It implies something unexpected happened.
Right, like the example, I'm sorry that I'm late. This thing came up at work and I had to stay and take care of it. You're explaining there was a reason, but not necessarily what it was.
Exactly. You might use it when you don't feel the need to share all the details, or maybe it's a bit personal or just, complicated. It's a useful bit of social shorthand.
Yeah, I can see that. Our source also had that short example conversation using this thing came up, right?
Right.
For rescheduling something casual because of work.
It did, and what stood out there, I think, was the flexibility.
Okay.
Both people were pretty understanding. Plans changed, yeah,
Yes.
but they just worked around it, found a new time. There was that mutual accommodation.
So it showed that using a phrase like that doesn't have to be negative if everyone's flexible.
Exactly. Rescheduling can be smooth if everyone's open to finding another solution.
Speaking of relatable.
Uh,
Okay, confession time. This reminds me of when I had to cancel, I think it was a dentist appointment, because there was this flash sale online for something I really wanted.
Okay, so you pulled a Samantha.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Feeling slightly called out now. But look, it happens, right? Life throws things at you. Sometimes that thing is a limited time offer.
It absolutely does. And hey, I'm not judging. I think I once rescheduled a perfectly normal work catch-up because, well, my team was playing a crucial match in the World Cup. Priorities.
See? We've all been there on both sides of it, the canceller and the one being canceled on.
Definitely. And our sources gave us another longer conversation example that gets into a more complex situation.
Oh yeah, the one about canceling a meeting because work was just totally swamped.
That's the one. And it really showcased a bunch of useful phrases in action.
What stood out for you in that one?
Well, you heard things like, something urgent came up at work, and I've been trying to juggle a few things, both explaining why they needed to cancel, giving a bit more context than just, this thing came up.
Right, a little more specific, helps the other person understand it's not just random.
Exactly. And then when they talked about rescheduling, they used phrases like, we can always reschedule, which shows willingness,
Keeps the door open.
and play it by ear, suggesting flexibility about when that might be. And that line, life just doesn't always go as planned.
Yeah, that really sums it up, doesn't it? Acknowledging the reality of it.
It does. And notice how giving some kind of reason, even if it's general, like things are crazy at work, helps maintain the relationship.
Yeah, it shows respect for the other person's time. And that conversation ended well, didn't it? Despite the cancellation.
It did. They managed to sort out a tentative plan, maybe touch base later. It really underlined how valuable that open communication and mutual understanding is.
It's not just that you cancel, but how you do it.
Precisely. Expressing regret, offering flexibility, reassuring them you still value the meeting or the connection, that all makes a difference.
Okay, so we've looked at a scenario, unpacked vocabulary, explored some phrases. Let's do a quick review now, just to kind of lock it all in.
Good idea. Active recall time.
All right, we'll go through the words and phrases. You give me the meaning. What's up?
Casual greeting, like, hi.
Reschedule.
Change the time of an appointment, set a new time.
Inconvenient.
To cause difficulty for someone, hassle.
Come up, as in something came up.
Ah, right. To happen unexpectedly.
Postpone.
Delay something. Push it back.
And that bonus one they threw in. No wonder.
Means, not surprisingly, or it makes sense.
Okay, let's do a fast round. Core, meaning inconvenience.
Causing trouble.
No wonder.
As expected.
Inconvenience again.
Making things difficult. Lack of ease.
What's up?
Greeting.
No wonder again.
It makes sense, not surprising.
Reschedule.
Change the time, set a new time,
Postpone,
delay,
reschedule again.
move to a later date.
No wonder, one last time.
It's not a surprise. Got him.
Perfect. Now, really quickly, let's just hear those example sentences again. Helps to hear them in context.
Okay. Reschedule. I'm not feeling well. Could you reschedule my meeting with John to tomorrow afternoon?
Inconvenience. I don't want to inconvenience you, so I'll pick up the flowers on my way home.
Postpone. Since Robert is late again, we have to postpone the meeting.
Can't make it. I'm sorry, I can't make it to the meeting today. I'm very sick.
No wonder. Rebecca has lived in the States for 5 years. No wonder she speaks English so fluently.
Come up. I'm sorry that I'm late. This thing came up at work, and I had to stay and take care of it.
We heard postpone and can't make it twice there. Just reinforcing those examples.
Good catch. Yeah. So wrapping things up then, what are the main things we should take away from this deep dive on canceling and rescheduling?
Well, I think it really boils down to a few key things. Clear communication is obviously huge.
Right. Choosing the right words.
Yeah, and being considerate, thinking about the other person's time, that potential inconvenience, and also just being adaptable. Plans change.
They really do. So knowing these nuances, having these phrases ready, it just helps you approach those moments with more, confidence and consideration.
Exactly. It's about navigating these pretty common interactions with a bit more grace and, effectiveness, making it smoother for everyone involved.
So here's maybe a final thought to leave you with as you go about your day. We've talked a lot about the language and the practical side, but maybe think about how different communication styles, maybe even cultural norms, might influence how people cancel or reschedule. Are there unspoken rules you've noticed?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, how direct are people? How much explanation is expected?
Exactly. Something to reflect on maybe based on your own experiences and what you observe out there.
Definitely food for thought.
Well, thanks for diving deep with us today.